I am going to start. Welcome to the first virtual session for the Town of Plymouth's 2021 Town Meeting. Copies of the actual 2021 warrant is available on the town's website at plymouth-newhampshire.org. Further copies will be available in the 2020 annual report, which will be available at the upcoming polls and at the town website. The entire budget is available on the website as well. During this session today, warrant articles will be read and discussed. We will ask you to hold all your questions and comments and submit your information as follows no later than Thursday, March 4th, 2021 at noon. In other words, we will not be talking about the articles today. The selectmen will be giving you the information of the reasoning for it, and any questions or comments, you please want to use this procedure. You can send it by email to townhall@plymouth-newhampshire.org. You can call at 603-536-1731, or you can send it in the mail to 2021 Town Meeting Comments, 6 Post Office Square, Plymouth, New Hampshire, 03264. All comments will be addressed at the next virtual meeting, scheduled for next Saturday, March 6th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Following the 2 virtual meetings, voting of officers will be held on Tuesday, March 9th at the Plymouth Elementary School Gymnasium from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. The ballots for the regional school district, the school district, and water and sewer district will be voted on at that same time. Following the 2 virtual meetings, voting on the warrant articles will be held by ballot vote on Saturday, April 17th, 2021 at Plymouth Elementary School Gymnasium from 9 a.m. in the morning until 12 noon. So, Article 1. Article 1 is the election of officers for the town of Plymouth. To elect the following town officers, which will appear on the official town ballot for the ensuing year. Selectmen, a 3-year term, John Ranlett, Ted Boninowski, and Carolyn Dowling. Supervisor of the checklist for a 6-year term, Susan Jane Clay. Cemetery trustee, 3-year term, no one is signed up. 2-year library, 3-year term, Winnie Holt and Charlene Whitman. A 1-year, one person for library trustee for a 1-year term, Bridget Powers, and moderator for a 2-year term, Robert Clay. So those will be voted on the 9th. On April 17th, 2021, will be by ballot vote, will be this warrant that we are discussing now. And I'm going to start with Article 2. Optional town meeting procedures. To see if the town will vote to approve these optional town meeting procedures, with the understanding that on the date of April 17th, 2021, business session of the town meeting, voting will be on the remaining warrant articles, beginning with Article 2, shall be by ballot voting, and there will be no discussion or any amendments at that time, the warrant articles, the session of the town meeting. So comment by the selectmen.
Thank you, Bob. This article is being presented as, I'm going to take my mask off. It's being presented as a requirement under the new House Bill 1129, which allows this procedure of voting to be utilized under the state emergency COVID-19 regulations. Further, the law allows the selectmen to proceed with approval of the following warrant articles by ballot vote. In order for the remainder of the warrant articles to be considered, the board recommends voters to vote in the affirmative on this warrant article. If this warrant article fails, warrant articles 3 through 19 will also fail, and the town's budget for the 2021-2022 year will default back to the 2020-2021 budget with required adjustments according to the New Hampshire RSA.
Okay. Article 3, designation of destination for ENV studies and ecotourism. Article 3 says to see if the town will vote to recognize Plymouth as a destination for environmental studies for ecotourism, which would formalize a similar recognition that was passed by the Select Board on April 4th, 2017. By recognizing Plymouth as the destination for environmental studies and ecotourism, the town of Plymouth is sending a message that our town is the place to enjoy nature and learn about our environment. Furthermore, this action will put Plymouth on the map in a stronger position to organize and develop planning for our future economic and educational endeavors and create funding opportunities for future projects. The selectmen recommend this article, and comment from the selectmen.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. This article's intent is to clearly state to residents and visitors alike that we, the voters of Plymouth, wish to designate our town as an area nationally known for prosperous natural resources. The selectmen believe that this designation would be to encourage residents and visitors to take advantage of our beautiful environmental resources. We believe that this will boost the future economic development of Plymouth. The Select Board approved this information as a resolution in April of 2017 and are asking for the support of the town to promote this designation further. Thank you.
Okay. Article 4, acceptance of the Martin Estates Road. To see if the town will vote to reclassify Martin Estates Road from a private association road to a town-owned road from the intersection of Bridgewater Hill Road to the cul-de-sac ending at Martin's Estate Road. This warrant article was presented by petition, and a majority vote will be required. Selectman.
Thank you, Bob. This article was petitioned by 25 registered voters. The request is for the town to take over Martin Estates Road, which is a roadway off of Bridgewater Hill Road. The original development of this road is from a subdivision which began in 2005. Estimated length of this roadway is about 900 feet. Upon receipt of this warrant article, it was discovered that the authority to adopt and take over roads without town meeting approval has been given to the Board of Selectmen in 1994, warrant article number 12. Due to this authority, following the second virtual meeting of March 6th, 2021, it is recommended that the board amend the wording of this warrant article to read, to see if the town will vote to confirm the authority of the selectmen to accept Martin Estate Road as a town-owned public road from the intersection of Bridgewater Hill Road to the cul-de-sac at the end of Martin Estates Road, provided that the selectmen conclude that the property owner has complied with the town's policy for the acceptance of town roads.
Before I go on to Article 5, I would just like to reiterate that we're not taking comments or questions at this meeting, but we encourage you to send your information to the town of Plymouth, either through email, phone call, or mail before March 4th to get your comments and questions and concerns answered at the next meeting. Article 5, Pemmy Oxbow Recreation Area. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $25,000 for costs associated with conservation, land acquisition, and protection, including but not limited to establishing an easement on lands associated with the Pemmy Oxbow Recreation Area, and to offset this appropriation by authorizing the withdrawal of $25,000 from the Conservation Commission Capital Projects Reserve Fund established for this purpose. Select Board.
This warrant article is at the request of the Conservation Commission in the amount of $25,000 with an offset in the amount of $25,000 from their capital reserve account set up for this purpose. There there's no tax impact for this warrant article. The Plymouth Conservation Commission proposes to work with the town of Holderness to create a new public outdoor recreation park called the Pemmy Oxbow Recreation Area. The park includes trails for use by hikers, nature seekers, mountain bikers, beach visitors, snowmobilers, dog walkers, educators, and students. The towns of Holderness and Plymouth are collaborating with the White Mountain Trails Collective to make this project a reality and are excited about the recreation opportunities that will bring these communities and surrounding areas. It's an easy walking distance to the downtown Main Street area in Plymouth, Plymouth State University, and Holderness School. This project fulfills a multi-community need for outdoor recreation that is both diverse and inclusive. Because of their mutual longstanding interest in protecting and managing these lands as open space, Plymouth agrees to hold a conservation easement on the property in perpetuity for public outdoor recreation and to participate in an oversight committee with one or more representatives from the Conservation Commission and to collaborate with trail maintenance groups and conservation advisors in managing the proposed trail network and the lands it's on. The project will likely be funded by a $190,283 grant from the National Park Service, $227,210 from the Holderness Conservation Commission, private donations, and $25,000 from the Plymouth Conservation Commission's Capital Reserve Fund, which was created for this kind of project. Thank you.
Okay. And it was largely funded, not likely funded, by a grant of $190,283.
Thank you for that correction.
Okay. Article 6, acceptance of operational budgets. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $4,463,929 for fiscal year 21-22, general governmental and departmental expenses as follows. Salaries, fees, and expenses, Selectman's Office, $403,195. Election, registration, vital statistics, Town Clerk's Office, $157,650. Financial administration, $345,964. Reappraisal of property, $75,000. Contract services, legal and other, $185,488. Personnel administration, $1,500. Planning and zoning, $210,106. Land use enforcement, $31,595. General government buildings, $47,400. Cemeteries, $60,967. Miscellaneous insurance, workers' comp, liability, and unemployment, $197,291. Advertising and regional associations, $6,332. Emergency management, $40,449. Parks and recreation, $790,187. Library, $517,198. Care of trees, $7,000. Patriotic purposes, $4,700. Other culture and recreation, $12,100. Humane Society, $6,500. Health enforcement, $10,000. Airport, $7,500. Welfare officer, $27,551. Welfare vendor payments, $70,000. Recycling solid waste disposal, $486,843. Pemmy Baker solid waste district dues, $4,031. Infrastructure bond payment number 6, approved at the 2016 town meeting, $234,144. Infrastructure bond payment number 1, approved at the 2020 town meeting, $300,000. Library expansion project bond payment number 11, $136,971. Conservation Commission, $2,050. Health agencies, $23,070. Intra-governmental welfare agencies, $63,097. The Board of Selectmen recommends passage of this article. Selectmen.
This warrant article includes a multitude of town departments and agencies this year, which have previously been separate warrant articles by department. Non-union and non-contractual employees in these departments are budgeted to receive a 1.5% cost of living adjustment. The board, at the recommendation of the Nonprofit Budget Committee, reviewed each request included in the final two appropriations, health agencies and intergovernmental welfare agencies, on this article. These requests are detailed by agency in the budget, and the board has kept them level funded over several years. For this year's funding, and after considering the percentage of increases in the Plymouth area, adjustments were made to encompass an actual cost of living adjustment for the individual agencies. This article also presents the payments for the bonded indebtedness of the town associated with the Pease Public Library expansion and infrastructure bonds of 2016 and 2020. Thank you.
Okay. Article 7, Collective Bargaining Agreement. To see if the town will vote to approve the cost items included in the collective bargaining agreement reached between the Board of Selectmen and AFSME Council 93, which calls for the following estimated increases in salaries and benefits at the current staffing level for fire and police employees. Fiscal year 2021, estimated increase for police is $22,387. Estimated increase for fire is $32,927 for a total of $55,314. And further, to raise and appropriate a sum of $55,314 for the 2021 fiscal year, such sums representing the additional cost attributed to the increase in salaries and benefits required by the new agreement over that of the appropriation at the current staffing levels paid in the prior fiscal year. Select Board.
This warrant article extends the current contract that the town of Plymouth has with AFSCME, Council 93 union employees, for 1 year. This includes several employees of the fire and police departments. The costs associated with this article represent a 3% cost of living increase for police personnel and an additional increase for fire department personnel to appropriately bring the wages of those employees up to a more standardized wage base. The Select Board requested this 1-year extension to allow for the completion of a wage and classification study. This study will be utilized more extensively in the future for all town salaries. Thank you.
Article 8, Special Town Meeting Collective Bargaining Agreement. And this is only if Article 7 fails. Is shall the town, if Article 7 fails, Article 7 is defeated, authorize the governing body to call one special meeting at its option to address article costs only. And this is recommended by the selectmen as a stopgap. So, Board?
Thanks, Bob. This warrant article allows the town to hold one special meeting to address items within warrant article number 7, collective bargaining agreement, if that article does not pass.
Article 9, Police and Dispatch. To see if the town vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $2,271,313 for fiscal year 21-22, public safety police and dispatcher as follows. Police Department, $1,752,825. Dispatch, $518,488. And further to offset this appropriation by authorizing withdrawal of $30,000 from the Police Special Detail Fund. Board?
And the Board of Selectmen recommend passage of this
Yes.
article.
Sorry, I was on the wrong page. They do recommend that.
Thank you, Bob. This budget includes a 1.5% cost of living adjustment for non-unionized personnel, with the exception of contract employees who will receive the same increase of 3% as the union employees. At the request of the Advisory Budget Committee this year, the Select Board approved moving the parking administrative staff salaries and benefits to the Police Department budget line. This employee's majority, give me a correction on that one. This employee's majority of the time is spent.
Yeah, keep reading.
Okay. So this employee's majority of the time is spent as administrative support to the police department, not the parking department. The appropriations listed include 5 full-time patrol officers, 3 regular full-time dispatchers, 1 part-time dispatcher, 1 detective, 1 detective sergeant, 3 shift sergeants, 1 school crossing attendant, 1 dispatch coordinator, 1 dispatch supervisor, 1 administrative assistant, 1 deputy chief, and 1 chief. Thank you.
Article 10, to see if the town vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $92,616 for the purpose of funding fiscal year 2021-2022 parking department, and to offset this appropriation by further authorizing the withdrawal of $30,000 from the parking special revenue fund. The board recommends this article.
This budget includes a 1.5% cost of living adjustment for the parking enforcement officer. This budget has been reduced overall by removing the administrative employee who had been moved to the regular police budget. The amount available in this special revenue fund as of 6/30/2020 is $116,000. Thank you.
Article 11, Police Resource Officer, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $120,226 for the purpose of the funding a fiscal year 21-22 resource officer to be offset by $93,845 from the SAU 48 school system. The Select Board recommends this article. Select Board.
Thank you, Bob. This budget includes 1 police resource officer in a unionized position. The SAU number 48 school system reimburses the town of Plymouth 75% of this budgeted amount each year.
Article 12, Fire and Ambulance, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $1,664,322 for fiscal year 21-22 public safety, fire and ambulance as follows. Fire Department, $1,532,752. Ambulance, $131,570. The Board of Selectmen recommends passage of this article. Select Board.
Thank you, Bob. This budget includes a 1.5% cost of living adjustment for non-union employees, including the fire chief, deputy fire chief, and administrative support staff, and associated benefit expenses. The remainder of the staff, which includes 4 full-time, there we go, firefighter,
Advanced EMTs.
advanced EMTs, 2 captain advanced EMT, and 2 captain medics are all unionized positions. This year, the department has increased many training lines within the 2 budgets to continue the necessary training of the staff and to keep these employees updated on the national standards. Further, the department was notified while working on their budget proposal that the finance is failing and needs to be replaced. Excuse me. The furnace is failing and needs to be replaced at the fire station. That expense has been added to the budget this year. Thank you.
Article 13, Highway Department and Street Lighting, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $1,200,773 for fiscal year 21-22 for the Highway Department as follows. Highway Department, $1,138,773. Street lighting, $62,000. And further, to offset this appropriation by authorizing the withdrawal of $25,000 to offset 4312-931-00 road construction, I guess that's the project number, from the Motor Vehicle Capital Reserve Fund established for this purpose. Mr. Bolton. Select Board recommends passage of this.
Thank you, Bob. The Highway Department budget includes a cost of living adjustment for 1.5% for 7 full-time and 2 part-time employees. The board has approved an additional $10,000 request for this department for road construction. The highway manager and Plymouth Planning and Community Development Director are working on researching and applying for grants to assist in offsetting some of the expenses associated with this department. The grants being worked on include a TAP grant, which would assist the improvement of a project for sidewalks near the entrance to the school system. Thank you.
Article 14, Bartlett Road improvements. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $125,000 for the purpose of funding the following capital outlay project for fiscal year 21-22. Bartlett Road improvements, Phase 1, $125,000. The Board of Selectmen recommended passage of this article on a vote of 3 to 2 to 0. Mr. Bolton.
Thank you, Bob. This warrant article was put on the warrant by the Board of Selectmen, who expressed this roadway to be a priority due to the excessive wear and travel usage. This expense represents a total reconstruction of approximately 900 feet of roadway beginning at Reservoir Road. Thank you.
Article 15, Capital Land and Improvements. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $263,400 for the purpose of funding the following capital outlay projects for fiscal year 21-22. Landfill monitoring, $8,400. Improvement road construction, $202,000. Crushed gravel, $10,000. Conservation Commission projects, $5,000. Airport improvements, $3,000. Perpetual Care Fund reimbursement, $35,000. The Board of Selectmen recommends passage of this article. Mr. Bolton.
Thanks, Bob. So the purpose of these items are for landfill monitoring. The $8,400 is to continue the town's obligation of monitoring the landfill. For improvement to road construction, the $202,000 is for New Hebron Road reconstruction of 750 feet and Boulder Point complete overlay. For the crushed gravel, as stock allows, the highway department will crush products. For the Conservation Commission project, the $5,000 allows for any expense that is associated with the maintenance of the Conservation Commission areas to be paid. For the airport improvements, the $3,000, the funds will be utilized to offset a grant being applied for the upgrades of the airport property. There's more. For the Perpetual Care Fund reimbursement, the $35,000 over the last few years, the town has taken out funds to offset the budget of the cemetery from the Cemetery Perpetual Care Fund. The amount allowed was to only be interest on the accounts, not principal. Principal was dispersed to the town. This allows for the amount of principal that was dispersed to be put back into the Perpetual Care Fund. Thank you, Bob.
Article 16, Capital Machinery, Vehicles, and Equipment. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $201,751 for the purpose of funding the following capital items for fiscal year 21-22. Fire, Ford 250 4x4, $43,902. Fire portable radios, $25,000. Ambulance equipment defibrillators, $18,975. Highway sidewalk tractor final payment, $37,192. Ambulance tools, $12,000. Ambulance power lift, $29,682. Highway equipment repairs, $20,000. Airport tractor, $15,000. The Board of Selectmen recommend this warrant article. Mr. Bolton.
Thanks, Bob. For fire, the F-250 4x4 will be replacing the 2008 Ford F-250. For fire, the portable radios, the towns of Holderness and Plymouth have collaboratively entered into a grant for replacement of radios. These funds may be utilized as an offset to the grant, or if the grant is not approved, it will allow the department to replace a few of the older radios this year. For the ambulance, the defibrillators, in 2020 to 2021, the fire department purchased a new defibrillator for the department. This appropriation is for the balance due on that purchase. For highways, the sidewalk tractor final payment. This is the final payment due on this piece of equipment. The ambulance, tools and power lift. These are necessary items for the department. The power lift is a motorized stretcher that actually lifts patients into and out of the ambulance and will prevent injuries to personnel who in the past had to lift the patients. For the highway equipment repairs, this line is utilized for repairs to our town equipment and will be utilized in the offsetting of grants associated with the highway department. The airport tractor. This appropriation is for the purchase of attachments to the current airport tractor and a purchase of a zero-turn mower. Thank you.
Yeah, the power lift. I pity any of the firemen that try to pick me up. I'm glad they're getting that. Article 17, capital machinery vehicle. To see if the municipality will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $40,000 to fund the following capital item. Recycle plow utility truck, $40,000. And to authorize the withdrawal of $20,000 from the Recycling Equipment Capital Reserve Fund established for this purpose. The Board of Selectmen recommended passage of this article.
Just a note, this piece of equipment will be replacing the 2008 plow truck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Article 18, Capital Reserve, to see if the town will vote to add to the existing capital reserve funds under the provision of RSA 35-1 for the following purposes and raise and appropriate the respective sums totaling $198,000 to be placed in said funds. The Board of Selectmen are agents to expend from these funds. Conservation Commission, CRF, $5,000. That's the Capital Reserve Fund. Highland Street, South Main Street, Capital Reserve Fund, $100,000. Highway Heavy Equipment, Capital Reserve Fund, $88,000. Library Building Maintenance, Capital Reserve Fund, $5,000. The Board of Selectmen recommend passage of this article. Mr. Bolton.
The amount of funds being requested to put into capital reserves this year has been reduced by members of the Selectmen as they feel that the two bonds were approved by voters over the past few years to help departments acquire some of their infrastructure needs. This is only the beginning of playing catch up after 14 years of not allowing departments to spend or save money to go towards these purchases. Without the bond, taxes would have gone up at least $3 per $1,000 in valuation. With the bond, the town's effect on the tax rate was projected to be 69 cents. The town's CIP committee will be evaluating the needs of the department later this year to update the needs of the departments.
All right. And Article 19 is any other business to come before this meeting. But before we end this meeting, I would like to reiterate the fact that any comments, questions, or anything you would like to, any information you would like to follow up on, needs to be into the town office by Thursday, March 4th, 2021 at noon. You may email your questions, comments, or concerns to townhall@plymouth-newhampshire.org. You may call the town office at 603-536-1731, or you can mail it to 2021 Town Meeting Comments, 6 Post Office Square, Plymouth, New Hampshire, 03264. Our next meeting with more discussion will be next Saturday at 1 o'clock. The voting on this warrant will again be April 17th at the Plymouth Elementary School from 9 to noon. You'll walk in, it'll be a written ballot where you put check marks on yes or no on each of these articles. And on Tuesday, March 9th at Plymouth Elementary School, regular voting hours from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. will be for the town officers, the elected school board officials, the elected regional school board, Pemmy Baker Regional School Board officials and their warrant, as well as the water and sewer ballots. Unless anything else to say, I would say that we stand adjourned.